Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
And today is the 26th of December, meaning this is the last and final edition for the Bottomline Liberia for the year of 2025. And we're happy to say that it was a great year being here with you, all of our viewers, and we are happy to wrap this year together. You know, today is the day after Christmas, so a lot of people are exhausted from the Christmas celebration, but we thought it was to make this day because this will be the final day we'll say goodbye to you for the year 2025, and we'll be ushering in the new year. On the first edition for the program will be on Tuesday, which will be, I think, the 6th. I'm not too sure. I got to check my calendar. Sorry, the year just ended, so the calendar is still confusing. But the first edition of the program will be in January. Will be, I think, or Tuesday. I don't know my calendar right now. I'm confused from the Christmas celebration. But today is the what? The 26th. And so between now and Tuesday, so Tuesday is going to be tomorrow, Saturday is the 27th. Let me count it manually. Sunday 28th, Monday 29th. Am I right, Paul?
Tuesday will be the 30th of this month.
Okay, the 30th. So we still got one more day in December. Okay, in 2025. Okay, but this is a warm-up to the end of the year. And like I said before, it's been a wonderful time being together here as family. You are viewers and also we the producers. So guys, let me say welcome to you, your audience. What do you have to say to your audience as we wrap this year of 2025 with this second to the last edition of the program for the Bottomline Liberia for 2025? What do you have to say to your audience? We start with Mr. Yakuba Dolly. That's the elder in the house.
Yeah, to be honest, this Christmas season, I did enjoy it with my family. My wife and I will have a very unique Christmas with the entire family. It came from every corner of UK to be with us. We celebrated it with our sister-in-laws, brother-in-law, nieces, nephews, etc., etc. And we had 2 days to celebrate. That was a Christmas day, Christmas Eve, and today we decided to disperse. So I'm so glad to be among my people, and I hoped we will have our next celebrations, and that will be done in Africa by God's grace. And I'm praying for all my brothers and sisters to have the scenes joyous, and I could see my brother Porch Lopez, Christmas decorations. He was in a unique form for this Christmas. I don't know where he was to celebrate the Christmas, but however, I really admire the photo. To be honest, it was very unique one. And Mr. Linfa, I'm so happy to see you today, and I wish to see you next year by God's grace, next year Fridays, so we can celebrate together. Thank you. Thank to everybody. I'm glad to be here. Happy.
Thank you so much, Padoli. Paul, your audience is here, and you are one of the strongest boom behind this program. What do you have to tell your audience and probably some friends in viewer land?
Well, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. I want to say to our audience, it's good to be among the living, and it's good that you always been with us. And want to say from the Bottomline family, say Merry Christmas to you as we enter 2026. We want to say thanks and appreciation for being with us always. And we are kindly asking you to share the show, to continue to support us. The bottom line is here forever. We always here to give our view and we want to say Merry Christmas and we're looking forward to the new year. And also by sticking with us because next year will be a different bottom line. We're coming up with a lot of stuff on the bottom line. We might be here 4 days a week instead of just two. So we're looking forward to 2026 and we'll say prosperous new year and we hope to see all of you in the new year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Paul. And from my side, I just want to say thanks to all of our viewers who have been committed.
You muted. You muted, Linfa.
We want to say thank you very much from my side. I know that we have committed, sorry for the noise in my background. We have committed viewers who follow us religiously, and we've been following them as well. And to carry this year to an end is an honor for us. Again, you start that thing. It's an honor for us, and we want to say thank you so much and continue to follow us. And like Paul said, the Bottomline Library will take a new shape coming in the new year. We're not going to do any big changes, but at least we'll try to modify. And so we're approaching the political season, so you're going to see more of firing on this Bottomline Library as we hope to be featuring politicians here. And so thank you for following us and always stay with us. We are family oriented. You are our family, and we are your family on this show. So we want to say thanks to each and every one of you who have been following us. So we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to take a quick musical break to come back. But before we go, we want to hear what are some of the things that we'll be talking about tonight, as Paul will be taking us through. Paul?
Thank you, Linfa, and to our audience. We want you guys to share this show. This will be very interesting. We'll be looking at Nigeria, Donald Trump, and the access thing with the collaboration with the Nigerian government, bumping a place or region in Nigeria. Why is it now that America are interfering in Africa affairs? We know Nigeria is the superpower of one of the superpower of Africa. Can Nigeria not handle their own affairs? Does they have to be America? We'll be looking at that. And then we'll be looking at the Christmas celebration in Liberia. Why is it some people were not happy with the Christmas and then government official in Lofa County celebrating? Is it fair to our people? Those are the stories we'll be looking at. And in the end, we'll be looking at this guy who predicted there will be Linfa, what he said in Ghana. The
The guy
miracles
said
should have happened.
on the 25th, which was yesterday, God had told him that there will be flood to end the world the second time again, like Noah. So he was
And it
building.
didn't happen.
He built about 12 of them, 8 of them, or something like that.
So we'll be looking at that. So yeah, help us share the show, be interesting. But the focus needed today after Nigeria is Liberia. The people enjoy Christmas. We learned that over 500 staff at the legislature did not get some of their money. How was Christmas in Liberia? If you're in Liberia, you can talk to us as well. So, Linfo, that's where we are. And this is, as we head into the new year, maybe something may change.
Okay, great. So you got it. You know what we'll be talking about at least. We got something interesting to talk about Liberia today, and also about Nigeria, which is part of Africa. And so we're going to take a musical break, a very quick one too. And when we come back, then we'll be diving into our discussions for tonight. So take your seat. If you somebody who can do coffee, well, we want to say, get your cup of coffee and sit on and just listen to what we have to say. And you are welcome also to make your input. That is, you can write, you can ask questions, you can make your comments. And like we always say, your comments should just be respectful. It shouldn't be, um, you know, insulting, because we do not do that here. We want to keep the show as good as we can and as respectful as we can to everybody. So let's play this. And he said, "No, I love this little Liberian, the young artist coming out to my baby, and let's listen to her."
Clappy ENT, baby. Give me that, give me that. To my baby. Boy, give me that, give me that. We get soccer, we get dresser, we get Scooby Doo. We get Casabonne like Jackie Foom. We get Palopo, we get Slick when we get BBQ. If you say you grown up, I say I grown up too. Boy, anything like open while I flag and die inside. So Jebby there, you Jebby talking plenty. If you feel you're not enough, then you want photocopy. Boy, you and your grown up man, it can make me scary. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you more than me, then lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you too much chronic, lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you more than me, then lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you too much chronic, lying for ya. When Grona Messi, Grona make it hard. Look at Johnny Pikin, one can issue on my block. You tell us some of back into my myself. Let them know they real casa on the block. Because you can to go, you will see them all around you just to eat your suso. You see tell like Camo play, you tell like Lulu. Even if your phone not on, they blowing fire for you. That one I'm making you so lazy. I love live my life, and get no Oma and Pape. Boy, anything like open while I flag and die inside. So Jebby there, you Jebby talking plenty. If you feel you're not enough, then you want photocopy. Boy, you and your grown up man, it can make me scary. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you more than me, then lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you too much chronic, lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you more than me, then lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you too much chronic, lying for ya. See your body since I see you. Boy, give me that, give me that.
Okay, if you think you anything, you good down there, you everything, you good dancer, you can enjoy the info here. Everything is happening info here at the moment. So we want to say welcome to the Bottomline Library Discussions. This is a program that brings you the issue as they are, and we do not polish anything here, and we do not also hide any facts. We say it as it is, and so we'll be right back after this.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
And today is the 26th of December 2025, meaning we got 5 more days and we will not have December again and we will not have 2025 and December in 2025. We will have December in other years, but not in 2025. And meaning we've gone a quarter of the century in this century. So the next 25 years is going to be 2050, and then we've gone half of the century. Then we're pushing for the third quarter, which should be 2075, and then who will be lucky to be alive. I'm sure not any of us here to see. Is it going to be 2000? What is it going to be? 2026? I don't know. I don't know how. I'm still thinking, but the calendar will tell us what it will be like. So, but it's a fun to be here and to see this day and to be among the living, like Paul always say. So, we just celebrated Christmas yesterday, and Christmas is supposed to be the birthday of uh, Jesus Christ. Okay, but Nigeria has been in the news with this group called Boko Haram. Boko Haram is a Muslim group, I think Muslim-oriented group reportedly, and I don't know much about their orientation, but they are kind of like Muslim group, and they have been fighting in the northern part of Nigeria for years. And those of you who follow the news religiously, you will know that Boko Haram has captured territories. They have been reclaimed by the Nigerian authorities, and they have come back again to capture, and a lot of people died in that process. And reportedly, the fighting is mainly between the Christians and the Muslims. So many people will refer to that as religious war between Muslims and Christians in that part of Nigeria. And it's gone so far on that it has claimed the attention of the President of America, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has earlier on issued warning to Boko Haram that if they do not stop, quote unquote, killing Christians, America will have to take action. And I don't know yet whether this action by America was something that the Nigerian government begged for or the Nigerian government asked them to do. But America being a Christian nation, quote unquote, they have gone to different Christians in Nigeria. And the action they took last evening, Christmas Day, was that certain part of the place was bombed where they believe that Boko Haram has a stronghold, and they were bombed. So there is a video to that effect that will be playing, and we all will listen to the video and we'll know the extent of the bombing, what happened, and then from there we can judge to see how the whole thing went on and how it ended. So we'll play the video, and from there we'll come back with our opinions.
Donald Trump says the U.S. has conducted a deadly strike in Nigeria targeting the Islamist group ISIS. Nigeria confirms the operation but insists it's not only Christians who are affected by terrorist violence. The U.S. has conducted a missile strike in Nigeria against the terrorist group ISIS. Donald Trump said the attack was a response to the Islamist militia's targeting of Christians in the northwest of the African country.
Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years, and even centuries. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper.
For more on this, we're joined by RT correspondent Caleb Maupin. Caleb, welcome to the program. What do we know about the intentions behind this U.S. strike on Nigeria?
Well, we have footage released by the U.S. Department of War that shows the moment when the strike actually hit, and that footage is now available. Washington said the strike was conducted on Christmas Day, and it targeted an ISIS position in northern Nigeria, the area that borders Niger. Now, the strike has been commented on by U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. He talked about how President Donald Trump had said last month that the killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. He expressed gratitude for the Nigerian government in their support and cooperation. Now, the strike was confirmed by the U.S. African Command. Now, two interesting things there. First of all, at first, when the U.S. African Command tweeted about the strike, they actually spelled the name of the state in northern Nigeria where the strike was taken place, where it was taken. They spelled it incorrectly. They also, in their original tweet, said the strike was conducted at the request of Nigeria. That was then corrected and replaced with conducted in coordination with Nigeria. So it seems to imply that it was the United States that decided to carry out the strike. Nigeria cooperated. It wasn't Nigeria that asked for the strike, as their original tweet implied. Now, the Nigerian Foreign Ministry emphasized in their statement that it wasn't only Christians that were suffering at the hands of terrorism, but they were working to make sure of the safety of all the people in the country. That was emphasized by the Nigerian Foreign Ministry.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria confirms that Nigerian authorities remain engaged in structured security cooperation with international partners, including the United States of America, in addressing the persistent threat of terrorism and violent extremism. Terrorist violence, in any form whether directed at Christians, Muslims, or other communities, remains an affront to Nigeria's values and to international peace and security.
Now, the top diplomat of Nigeria emphasized that the country could no longer turn a blind eye toward religious violence. It simply could not be ignored. Here's what he had to say.
Nigeria's constitutional commitment to religious freedom and rule of law. All the answers are in there. And this is what guides us. And this is what shows that it's impossible for there to be a religious persecution that can be supported in any way, shape, or form by the government of Nigeria at any level, be it federal, be it regional, be it local. It's impossible. And our laws are there, and all the answers lie in this. And what we are trying to make the world understand is that we should not create another Sudan.
Now, last month, U.S. President Donald Trump spoke up about the persecution of Nigerian Christians and said that the authorities of Nigeria would have to address the concerns of local Christian populations, or else he would cut off national aid to Nigeria from the United States and have the U.S. military go into the country. And the words he used were rather provocative: guns a-blazing. That's what he said.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action.
Now, Nigeria is a global top 10 oil exporter. They've got 38 billion barrels of proven oil reserves. They are the largest oil-producing country on the African continent, with roughly 2 million barrels of oil a day, and that oil is primarily exported to Europe and Asia.
All right, RT correspondent Caleb Maupin, thank you so much for this report. Journalism professor Greg Simmons says Washington's true intentions for its military operation in Nigeria are not about fighting terrorism or protecting Christians, but rather about getting access to natural resources.
It is absolutely no coincidence in the nature and the timing of this latest round of US bullying in international relations. If we look back, what Nigeria has been doing recently has been trying to assert itself as an independent and sovereign actor that is not as an object of international relations, but a subject of it, and has been resisting. So all of a sudden, you get ISIS terrorism. What a surprise. The second point is this idea to protect Christian community. And where is the Christian community? It's on the coast where the oil is located. So this is another just coincidence. The next point, this bloviating and this hyperbole about Christian communities getting persecuted by Islamic radicals, and this comes from the person who has welcomed the ISIS or the Al-Qaeda founder of Syria into the White House, who is absolutely massacring ethnic and religious communities in Syria, including Christian communities.
And when it comes to Ukraine, there's one.
Okay, sorry. That is that is a report from RTTV. Is not our own creation, so we want to give them credit. But guys, you you saw the video footages of the bombing, so it's real that it did happen. And you heard some of what was reported. And one major question that we were asking, it was clearly answered in that report. That is whether Nigeria was the one that asked America to intervene, or is America acting on its own? And the reporter clearly said it, that the Nigerian government said, or the American government said, that their action was done by themselves and Nigeria cooperated with them. In other words, they got the consent of Nigeria. Nigeria agreed that they can do it, but it wasn't Nigeria going to ask them, because the reason why many people will be asking, why is America bombing Nigeria when Nigeria is supposed to be the superpower, one of the superpowers in Africa, West Africa, for that region, and they have been intervening in other conflicts around Africa. Why is it that they got to leave their own conflict and go ask America to come to intervene? But they are saying no, we only cooperated with America. So, Paul, what did you take away from there and regarding that particular question?
Yeah, it's true. What I took away in it is the last reporter. What talk about, it's not about the Christian that been killed, it's about the oil. And that is the thing about the whole thing. Donald Trump does not. Well, how many countries in the world that they are banking Christian America ever went on those behalf of those Christianity to say, oh, they're going to save them from those? So we know that lately America have been stealing oil from Venezuela. So they took 2 tankers of Venezuela lately. So now going to Nigeria, we're one of the oil producers in Africa. This thing is about the mineral. It's not about Christian and Muslim being killed in Nigeria. So we know what it's all about. Nigeria can go to Benin and stop all military coup, but Nigeria cannot stop ISIS in its own backyard. What does that tell you about Nigeria? So something is just wrong, because the area that were bombed, that area had been classified as one of the mineral center of Nigeria. So the American want to have their hands on it, but ISIS is operating in that area, so it's getting them annoyed. So bombing that area, it does not mean that it's going to stay Christian. It's all about the mineral they want to put their hands on. And we have to get this clear. Nigeria is sophisticated enough to stop coup in Benin, but it cannot stop ISIS in their backyard. Does that make sense? So it's all about the mineral.
Mr. Dolly?
Yeah. From my understanding, I've been following all the activity from time of memorial. I listened to the Nigerian foreign minister today very clear from start to finish. After the incident in Nigeria yesterday, and foreign minister of Nigeria was interviewed, he did mention that this particular military operations conducted by America was endorsed by the Nigerian government. Nigerian government endorsed it, but Nigerian government is not part of the operational plan or the forces that go and do the work, but it's been accepted and agreed on by the Nigerian government, according to the foreign minister today. But what the people observe, the question that the people are putting in is why this particular area, because the area is a place that located to the country, to the border of Niger and Chad in Nigeria. So these are the strategic mineral areas, and the American military were in charge. I mean, in Niger quite recently, they asked them to leave, so that activate them. So obviously, people believe that something on it is now about killing Christian by a group of Muslims, because even today they bombed, killed about 3 to 4 people It was done in a mosque today, but the scenes are extremely people. So obviously, the bombing of the areas is basically now about the Christian or Muslim issue that has many people are looking. There's a undertone in that issue.
Okay, but I have a different view about the whole thing when it comes to Nigeria giving that disclaimer that no, we did not ask America to come, but we are cooperating with them. Now listen, let the truth be told. Somebody is not saying the truth here. Nigeria is not just able to quell this incursion by that group in northwestern Nigeria. Uh, at one point, they call them Boko Haram, then America will call them ISIS. Okay,
Mm.
so Nigeria has been struggling with this group for over 10 years, and we have not seen any significant gain from the side of the Nigerian military. Okay, they will push, and the people will push back, and they are causing more destruction. So at the end of the day, something must be done. If you guys follow the whole thing, why is it that only the part of the area that this group is occupying near Benin that they have to go and bomb, and not on the other side? There are several territories that they hold. You can start from the other side, but they went to Benin. Does that ring bell in your ears about what happened in Benin recently? Okay, and also near Niger, does that ring bell in anybody's ear? So you got to know that Nigeria has just failed. I mean, this is my opinion. It's not a fact, but it's my opinion, and anybody can debunk it and provide the facts. But Nigeria has failed, and they have to go ask America to come in and help them, which is not a bad thing, though. Like when Liberia was fighting war, my own country, we couldn't make it. The government of Liberia or the West African countries got together and they formed the military group under the ECOWAS called ECOMOR, and that group came to Liberia, and Nigeria was heading that group. They portrayed themselves as the superpower in West Africa, and they were heading that group. So it's not a bad thing that if you have problem in your country that you can ask somebody else to come and help. But we hope that if any country in Africa or West Africa is having problem and to go and ask Russia to come to bomb, nobody will make any fault about it. Or they ask North Korea to come, that nobody will make any fault about it. I mean, let it be clear. Let's know that any superpower can come to your aid when you know you can't make it. I mean, I'm not blaming Nigeria that they cannot fight the Boko Haram or the ISIS as they call them, and they have to go ask America to come and bomb them. But will it go down well if other countries in West Africa or in Africa at that rate say, well, we're going to North Korea, we're going to Russia, we're going to China to come and help us? Will it go down well? These are some of the questions that analysts, political analysts, we want to be asking. And I will point blank, from my own opinion, it's not the opinion of the Bottomline Library, it's my own opinion that the Nigerian government has just reached the point, the terminal point, that they cannot fight this group alone. So they need help. And which is not, like I say again, it's not a wrong idea, but let the truth be told. And so is there anything else Paul, that we can look at?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
before Padoli comes in, right? You see the Sahel nation, right? Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. They have been fighting this access group for a very long time. So what they did, you heard about a group called the Wagner Group that were asked by Mali and Burkina Faso to help them. If you want to help fight Boko Haram, as you claim to be superpower, why can't you now send your troops to Nigeria, put boots on the ground, like what the Russians did with the Wagner Group, to get rid of those same groups in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger? So why stay somewhere on the coastline? No one know where they're bombing from, and the people you bombing, are they really Muslim people, or are they assets that you are bombing, or you are killing innocent civilians? This is the question. And we know that Boko Haram have been supported by Nigerian government, they are elites in Nigeria that get share with Boko Haram. So that's why they cannot defeat Boko Haram. That has been there for years. From Good Lord Janitor days, they've been fighting them, but we know that there are rich Nigerians who been backing them. So if you want to stay in Liberia and send missiles to that particular area, why don't you send your troops like what the Wagner group did to in Mali and Burkina Faso? So there's nonsense that Nigeria is calling on America because they say they're in collaboration with this. So the two of them doing it. But instead of they should be in Liberia sending missiles there, why don't the America that have the most sophisticated army send their troops on the ground to fight the particular assets? Then we know they're serious. That's how I look at it. You cannot be bombing and you say, oh, you're protecting Christians. You could be getting Christians like you say you're trying to protect. If you want to protect Christians, send your troop on the ground with the Nigerian troop and get rid of assets.
Yeah, okay. And the whole thing, the funny thing is, one question somebody will want to ask: how does the bomb or the bombs distinguish between Christians and Muslims?
Exactly.
Because it is already established that there are Christians to that place and the Muslims are killing them. So that's a fact. Nobody can deny that. According to them, that is what happening. So then you go, you lead a whole group there, you send bomb. So the Christians that are protecting, aren't they die as well? So there are certain actions that you don't need to take drastic action. But it's very difficult to say these are war politics, and so it's very difficult to talk about it because most people will not understand it the way it is. But it's a fragile situation. Now you can't put up fire with fire. The people are already killing most Christians, according to you, and Christians are to that place. Some of them are even held hostages. There are hostages that they are holding. Some of them are hostage, they are being held hostage. And in order to save the lives of those people, those hostages that they are holding, you have to do surgical operation, send troops on the ground, maneuver, maybe capture their base and filter the people who is Christian, who is Muslim, and see. But you leave a whole bundle there, you bomb it. It's just like you set a trap for bird and rat, everything can inside rat or roaches, everything can in a basket, and you take a whole basket, you get pointed one time because you didn't want the roaches to go inside. See, so but again, like I said, somebody is not saying the truth here, especially when it comes to the bombing. It's either Nigeria not saying the truth or America is not saying the truth because for America has been idle in most cases. They said that things happen, they can't do anything. Okay, NATO was supposed to be backing Ukraine to fight Russia, and America is part of NATO. In fact, they had a NATO, and the war has been going on for years. Why can't America go fight Russia on behalf of NATO? Okay, when at least NATO belongs to them, but Nigeria that got nothing to do with them, they jump on and go there to go bomb people for their business. So it's difficult to say, but again, this is all we can say. We just give our opinions. And like I said, our various opinion does not represent the platform. And our various opinion is just our opinion. Democratically, we are supposed to say what we want to say, what we want to say. Okay, even though we can be held responsible for what we say, but as long as we don't contravene anything, it's our opinion and nobody can dictate to us what to say. And our opinions are not facts.
Yeah. Gentlemen, point of information. Here is the situation. As you said, why not went to Burkina Faso and part of Nigeria, Mali, to carry on the war. You see, if the American Syria or the Nigerian Syria to fight the Boko Haram, you can ask America to put the boot on the ground. You see, if any other African country put the boot on the ground, bring in wildlife and things that to put the boot on the ground to fight, we will be in a caution, according to Linford. The wildlife are the one that, up to presence in Central Africa, they have the government are there, the one there, the people that are fighting that government, the neutralize them and put the situation under control. The top securities that protect the president and his surrounding are the wildlife. Oh my God, let me go to my charger. because my battery is going down. So, gentlemen, let me go bring my charger and put my charger on, please. Yeah.
Okay, so Paul, and I don't know if you have any more thing to add to this, but like I said again, these are our opinions, and they are not facts. And something that, I mean, let me re-emphasize this: it is not wrong for any country to ask help from another country, but admit the fact. Say, no, listen, we've been struggling with this group for years. We cannot make it. So come and help us. It's clear. So America wants to take the blame that, oh yeah, we just march into Nigeria, and Nigeria say, yeah, you come bomb the people. And because nobody can question America.
But Linford,
Yeah.
America don't go anywhere without any interest. That's something they saw over there. That particular region is so rich.
Yeah.
That's all about it. They want to put their hand on the mineral. Anybody,
That's a fact.
Let me say something here.
Uh-huh.
They get Venezuela next door. Just think on it. They say they want the Venezuela oil that they want to put their hand on. They've been stealing Venezuela tanker already. They stole two. So these guys that are mineral they after. So if you talk about Christian dying because Boko Haram or other people are killing Christian, because apart from that, Christian and Muslim are dying. Remember, they say Boko Haram took 200 Muslim girls from school. It took them long for the government to even get some of them back. So it's not only Christian killing, but the fact is that you say you want to protect Christian. That means you the policeman of the war. In Ukraine, they have Christians. When the Russians are bombing, and they kill the Christian, why since America is the policeman, why can't they go for Russia to stop the Christian and the Orthodox Christian from dying in Ukraine? And you want to, so we know it's not about Christian. We know that we're behind it.
Wait, Paul, you just struck a good point. The Jews are not Christian. They don't like Christians. They can pick Christians in Israel. And
every
Israel,
day.
Yeah, and Israel is fighting the Palestinians. Okay, but the Palestinians, they got Christians in Palestine. But in Israel, they don't like Christians. Why is America backing Israel? If you hate people who can kill Christians. So this thing is just all about power, showing power, and telling the world that, okay, we have the power. And this is how the world order is. That the strong survive. The whole democracy, if you look at democracy, is the order of the jungle. The strongest survive. They dictate. The leopard can say, well, today I will let the Israel be free, let all the deer go and eat. I will not bother them. Then that democracy for the deers today. But the day the deer say they're not going there, they're not even going to recruit to drink, you go sit down there and stop them. So that's why the bigger countries do. They impose democracy on the smaller countries. They decide whatever they want to do. And that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a politician, but I say things the way I see it. Maybe from my layman's eye.
Linford, you're right. You're right. Because what happened in America, Donald Trump said in that video, we stop aid to Nigeria, we start supporting them. So they think it's conditioned because our African leaders, for some reason, they become puppet to the Western leaders until that can stop. So what happened today that you got three nations in the same region, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso decided to take bold steps and not being puppet to these people. And you see how they're moving faster. Then you depending on America to do things for you. They gave you conditions. They say, all right, we want your mineral, but that area that is operated, you get access in Boko Haram. The only way we can get them out is to bomb the place. You say, yes, sir, boss, go and do it. If you really want to get rid of Boko Haram, Nigerian forces are well trained. So fund them, give them a new sophisticated weapon, let them go in there and wipe those guys out. They know their territory. But you on sea and you say you're going to bomb. Who the hell are you bombing? It's a very Christian that you're talking about. So it does not make sense. We all know these guys know what they want. You see, that is the fact.
And because that area is rich, that's why the Boko Haram has been there all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
all right, guys. As I was saying, the fighting in Nigeria is very complex. In terms of fighting such a war, is a very difficult war to defeat because the people that fighting the people in that country, the more especially, the government will go after their own citizens, and the people are not visible people, so they can disguise themselves and, and create harm to the public and turn around and begin to appear like a civilians, innocent people as well. These are the kind of war that the Nigerian is fighting. I don't believe that Nigerian government itself will be able to 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 eliminate the struggle that are going on. One of the best way to defeat such a war is to fight the ideology because they believe that the group of people, the members of this kind of movement, what they believe in, if we can fight to discourage people from believing such an idea, then he will be able to defeat the war. But so to say you're going to fight them and eliminate them, it can be difficult because they got different kinds of activities in that country. Some of them they are there to kidnap and ask for ransom. Some of them they believe that when they die in such a war, they will go to heaven. You know, they got all kinds of funny thinking,
Yeah.
which is completely complex. So the Nigerian government will not be able to finish that war. Let me be realistic. And the going by the foreign troop like America to say they carry on the bombing rape, they got different agenda on a tune. They got different intention, quite different from fighting against people that are killing innocent Christians and stuff and things. And it's not the truth. They got different hidden agenda. Because more especially the area that they targeted yesterday is where they have a serious mineral between Nigeria, Algeria, and Chad. So the mineral are there. The American soldier been there for 20 years, fighting a same kind of extremely group. They couldn't make it until the military junta took over in Niger. They asked them to leave the country. The the Charles government, the military people that are there now, they asking them to leave the country. All of them have left. So only Nigeria accepting American to be around. So it could be possible they want to do this to use it as a trunker to establish base in those areas and in order to destabilize that other two countries. That's how I can see it.
Okay, that's very good. Me, it's but like I said, it's all about our opinions. You know, nobody's giving facts here, and we say it as we see it. Paul, what is the next thing on the agenda?
Oh, the next thing on the agenda is the Christmas celebration in Liberia.
Okay.
This is what we need to look at. Did the people have a good Christmas yesterday? That is
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah. There's a newspaper clip here. I don't know whether this is the right one. I put this one up to see. Yes, the
Yeah.
Christmas. I'm sorry that viewers might not be able to read it, but this is from
Monrovia.
Monrovia, I think the front page Africa,
Yep.
where they talk about uh just in a synopsis, right? That this Christmas is a bit different, not totally different because the story has been the same for some years now. That there are more buyers or there are more sellers in the market than buyers, and let me just take it down. I remember when we were kids growing up, uh, that is in the 70s, coming to the 80s. Christmas Day, I think at least the first 2 days to Christmas, that's it, or maybe the first 3 days, that is from the 22nd, the Park and Johnson Road used to be packed. They blocked that place, no traffic. First, the people can go down with us how to sell in the day. Then around 2 o'clock, they start coming, putting that table down. And then from CDV King, from that is from Warren Street, way up there, coming all the way down to Buzokwara, no traffic. Okay, my uncle used to live in the Paris. in the police parade because he was SS man, and I was living on the bypass. So I was mostly at my uncle's house. And Christmas time of day, we can be there mostly. Try to go see the Christmas down Ken Johnson Road. But I do know because I have not spent Christmas in Liberia for years, for over 30 years. So I don't know how it looks. But I don't know whether it is a sin. But even if it is a sin, the one big problem that people are having is that you see more sellers, right? Automatically, the sellers will be there. Okay, Johnson Road, it will be packed. But are there people buying? So that's the question. That's why the newspaper observed, and that's why it's written in this particular story. I'm sorry that the prints are smaller. We cannot read it. But guys, every one of us here come from somewhere in the 60s, coming to the 70s to the 80s. So let's just retrospect a little bit. Or throwback. Let's make a throwback. When Christmas used to come, even down to the interior, you see, in my village, we had the Mandingo people who used to sell. We had several Mandingo people there living there, so they used to sell. And we expect that they will bring in new things. So they can go to Banga. I don't know where they used to go because Banga was the biggest nearest city to us. So they will come and they will spread it outside. And I remember vividly that there was this particular Mandingo family. They used to buy this small record player with a small plate there where they can take a pin and point and be turn around. Will be dancing until it dust. We the children will be dancing and the dust will sit down their goose. They got to, when they dust, and people will stay buying. Our parents will buy our Christmas thing there, and those of us that are living more, we so guys, share your experience from the past. I think Padole is the most senior person here. Let him start and tell us how it used to be compared to what we are having today.
Yeah, to be honest, as I said, several things that destroy the better, good atmosphere of our country. Uh, from Turkman Town, Labrador was such a enjoyable place. More especially, the government used to distribute Christmas gift to every area. But peaceful atmospheres was existing in a country where people will have the time to carry on their Christmas shoppings and stuff like that. Like what Tobotan as well. Until the military took over, we're becoming to see some difficulties little by little towards the, the social atmosphere of our country. Because because for me, to be honest, I worked with Samuel Kanyado administration for many years up to the end. To be realistic, I'm not just fabricating a story here. It's a fact. Sometimes we should be struggling to get our Christmas money to do proper Christmas. But any little money people collect and save up to the end of the years, these are the things then that people need to take to go to Christmas markets and buy some stuff. Even possible Christmas Day, people will kill chicken, have a little good fun time. More especially it's Christmas Eve. It was the best day of the whole year. Christmas Eve, people will get drums, people will get on the street, people will go to the club and dance and spend their little money. Life was so enjoyable. But right now, the government that will be existing for the short period of time, they are just being making promises and that they cannot able to fulfill. The citizen, you will see every Christmas Day or New Year Day is now something that can be boring. But Christmas Day, I don't care what happens, you will see cry. Or how many people buying? Now, from job we are administration of auto president, how many people buying to be real? Let's be realistic. You will see a lot of people on the street. Some people they are going there to teach the people parking. You can see other people among the people. Some people going there to steal from people. Some people going there to just do window shopping, not buying nothing. All this kind of thing that is happening. The cry is not the issue. But people are getting paid? No. Up to now.
Okay, so in short, what you're saying is that yes, Christmas, you see people in the street, you see the sellers plenty, market everywhere, but the buyers are not buying.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are not
And,
buying.
and, and it's all because money is not coming in to the people's
No.
pocket.
No.
Okay, Paul, I know you got a very good experience from the past. You live on the Papa, or let's say down Jalatan, and it wasn't far from you from Ken Johnson Road. And I want to believe that at least one Christmas time, say you pass around Ken Johnson Road. Okay. But the question is, when we are in modern time, everything has become advanced. Everybody got cell phone. Things are all right. Everything is okay. Why is it that people keep making reference to the past and think that the past is better than this present? What's going wrong when we think that things should be better by now?
And therefore, that is a very good question. Why people keep making reference to the past when they say the good old days of Liberia? They're reason behind it. Now, and it's happened that I grew up in an era that there were a lot of jobs around. So I can speak to that fact. Like my mom, she was working biscuit factory. They have biscuit factory, iron factory, battery factory, match factory, all of these factories, they were all, because the economic hardship at that time, people could work. So you have jobs, chicken soup factory, you have jobs all over the place. So, and Christmas in the entire world is a commercial driven thing. It's not Jesus Christ's birthday. We all know that it's a pagan holiday that we all celebrate. They use it for commercial purpose. So those days, you talk about the King Johnson Road. Yes, my mom would get paid from the factory she was working that she could afford to buy me Christmas clothes. Your dad could do the same thing. But after the Civil War, everything had completely shut down. There is no jobs. So that's why you get more people finding material to sell than the buyers. So if you have more jobs, you have more buyers and less sellers. So you see, it's the economic, because the country refused to divert from what it's been for the past 20 years because of lack of jobs. So when you have the government of Liberia employ up to 80,000 people, and that 80,000, part of that 80,000, you get a handful of people that hijack the economy of the country, the legislature. So within their cycle, they enjoy. And the 80,000 that also employ, some of them didn't get a salary. So what you expect, so you get more sellers, people looking for money to help their children. That's what Liberia come to. Until we have jobs, you wouldn't have the situation like this. Now, what happened with this Christmas? We live in a diaspora. We took the burden of the government by sending money to our family for them to eat this Christmas. So if those people had jobs, they would not be bothering us. This is the fact. And most Liberians don't see it that way. It's something that is commercially driven all around the world. Christmas, even in the Muslim calendar, even in Muslim countries, they do celebrate. It's a commercial thing. People share with family. But in Liberia, no job. What do you expect, my brother? So you get everybody picking some kind of cassava, picking some kind of cloth to go sell, something for their children to wear, something, or for them to have meal on that day. So this is why in front page they did the right thing, they pick it up. They have more sellers than buyers.
And sometimes they end up, the marketers that go to the market with different commodities, they end up doing barter change, a barter system, where they have a carry cassava, and so whole day nobody bought, then somebody brought clothes, nobody bought it. So, and that person who brought the clothes need money or need food to eat. So, remember, give me some cassava, I can get you one t-shirt for your son. You see it? So, but rightly so, a lot of things change. Or I'm always one person who, when people make reference to the military coup that took place in Liberia or the war and say, oh, the war damaged everything, I'm always one person. Sometimes I stand against that. But at a certain point again, I tend to agree because a lot of things change. I live in the heart of government. I grew up there. when it bypass, because we have police station, Temple of Justice, the executive mansion just thrown through away. So we saw everything. I remember during trouble time, or even trouble time, they used to have the garden party. So we, the children around there, used to go there. We go, we bring enough sweet cake and all that thing. My first time eating cake, that was from the mansion. And way to the pipe. I know they said that front part to see, facing the sea. You know, we used to go there with Lano, then we'll bring the food, they be sharing. So now if you're lucky, you can get a plate. If you're not lucky, that the remaining now you'll go jump in to Chaglai. See, so but all these things were good. Then right next to our house was this family, Mr. Branner. And I think this man was working at the port. They used to do firework. Okay, that firework was the best thing for us involving in our community. Oh,
firecrackers.
Firecrackers. Yeah, the firecracker. No, but they had a real firework. It used to explode. Yeah. So right after the coup, they banned firecracker. They say they want anybody using firecracker because somebody will be using gun and people thinking it's a firecracker. Well, it makes sense. So that other thing, most children did not grow to see that. And I can tell you, from 1980 until I came to Norway, before I started, I saw firecracker. I mean, real firework. Okay, where the whole of Oslo tend to smoke. Yeah. So you see, a lot of things happen, a lot of things spoil. But one would expect that at this time, approaching the end of the 20th century, where other countries are moving ahead, Liberia will be moving ahead. And it's all because the governments that we've been having, the leaders that we have been electing are not prioritizing our country. No, these people, if there is no money, government always cry, no money. Why are the people in government living luxurious life? They got everything to their disposal, their horses, they build horses in less than 1 month. Their children living abroad. When they get sick, they go abroad. No money, yet no money. The 99% of the citizens go to bed hungry. Christmas coming, they're hustling, they can't get anything. But the few people are enjoying. When they get sick, of course, they go abroad. All our children living abroad, going to school, they bought horses in abroad, the car they riding. You can't, if you sell one of those cars, you can feed the whole of Monserrado County. If you have one of those cars, you can feed the whole of Monserrado County for Christmas. So sell all those 103 cars that they got. Sell them and see how many countries you'll be able to feed with the money that you get from those cars. But they are enjoying, and the rest of the people are not enjoying. And then they say, oh, government get money, everything hard. The country is not hard, but the people are making it to appear hard so that they will control the minds of the people. Because the moment people started, not everybody in the country can work though, but the moment people started working for their own money and saving money that they can buy, they don't got to go stand to one representative house and begging because your son sick, your son your uniform, your son your school fee. People, the representative will lose grip on power easily because they will not have anybody to control. They will not have anybody who can go to them to beg. And when you beg them, then you become their property. Time for election, they take you to the pool. You get your animal, you tie rope on it. They go do work for you, bring them back. But in connection to that, Paul, where majority of the people in the country can hardly afford, that the sellers will go to the market and carry back and carry that same market buy without anybody buying anything. Like I said, I live on the bypass on Ken Johnson Road. We used to go. Some of the people can sell. They will buy everything from them. They will buy all their goods. No, you're not they will buy all their goods. They get nothing. They can't start carrying that into we borrow home. I used to say, well, I'm market. So now I will walk. I go. They went now Christmas. They said, I'll walk the weekend. That when I used to sell, I'll walk. There was a club right at the junction of Pastor Community. This is called African Shrine. I'll go there first. I sell small. Then I move. I go to Crown Hill. I still remember a big hell of a fat guy that used to be to the gate of Crown Hill on my man. He said, "Picking, yeah, give me one cigarette." Then I'll go inside. I sell small. From there, I go to Rowley. From Rowley, I go to Crown Hill. I mean, or Gabriel. Roxy, when I look, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, when show finish, people going home. I will market empty. I think the whole thing lay on my head. I start walking, coming around 2 o'clock. But not now. You can't sell your small willow market. You can't sell everything inside. You see it? Exactly. So things have become so difficult, but few people enjoy. And as we speak, the president is supposed to be in Lofa right now. as what I understand. But the question is, what happened to those old good days during Paul our days, where toward then used to, you know, throw a garden party for the kids, the unfortunate kids, children whose parents cannot afford. Even children whose parents can afford will go there. That's the fun of it. All the children. What happened? The president can leave and go to Lofa, carry his staff with him. They click, they enjoy us. People who are enjoying the merrymakers, they carry them and they dancing for the president. But the rest of the citizen children can go to hell. Whether they eat or they eat, nobody cares. But at least they can go to Foya. So we got a video that if you guys don't mind, I will roll and
Please do.
let's see uh, what our government officials are doing. Oh, no sound.
At least send no sound. We can commentate on this. You can see them in their white suit, in their African, in their local county gown, dancing. Oh, celebrating the Christmas, the president sitting down looking at them. This is wonderful, but then there's no food for people to eat on that day. But you see the guy with a big stomach celebrating. Oh man, what a shame. What have Liberia come up to? This is the point that we're making. The real market people were setting up to 12 o'clock in the night to get something. More sellers than buyers. But here the guys that hijack the country sitting there. So what does that tell you? And this papi that had over 52 years experience in government, he was around during the tournament and top time and he saw how things are going. So with all that experience, you muted link for with all that experience. Why is that experience not taking place? Because they say, look, when you get experience, that's what you bring onto the table. This is how the country is going to be. This is how things going to be. You're going to make everything fair for everybody. You remember, there's something they have in the day, leaders eat last. So the whole country is supposed to eat before the leaders. But the video just show these leaders eat first. So the people eat the crumbs of what they left behind. So this is why it is in Liberia.
Let's just read what Princess Weah is saying. Very bad representatives we elected. Very bad. Now, Princess,
Right.
it's good that you are saying this thing. When we say it, people say we are making noise. We are running politics, we're making politics with everything. Now, listen, some of these representatives should be in their area. I'm not saying that they should go there and devour food or whatever. But look, your presence alone, you sit down on the Christmas day, maybe you just come to where the children playing in an open place in your community. Just sit down there, talk to them. Man, you can pack of candies and share. You don't got to make big party for them. Throw candies out. Listen, I tell you, Sonny Paul, when I went to Liberia to bury my mom, mistakenly, I don't know, but I think unknown to me, my wife put some candies, the pack of goodies. She packed them in my bed. I didn't know. So when I got there, I was there for one day. The second day, then I opened my suitcase and I was trying to arrange things. Then I saw it. Then I said, "Oh, I get goodies." But because of the heat, they were like melting. So I said, "But let me rush outside and give it to the children." So by the time I brought it outside, even the people who were sitting there, in a wake, everybody started rushing to me. Can you imagine? Candy, where if you go outside to share to people who want their children to eat candy, people were rushing to me, and they thought I had several of them, but luckily for me, I had 4 packs, so it was enough. I started sharing it with children to the point where the children were still walking behind me, putting their hand in my pocket. You see it? So the representative, you can do these things just to identify with the people. But you're abandoned them, you start making merry or dancing, and the part that I say don't understand when George Weah and people used to do this thing. Why were people condemning them? I mean, so now the way people do things, they can make you to make a devil to look like something good. Because if I claim that I'm a good person and I'm blaming the devil for being a bad person, then at the end of the day, I start to do the same thing what the devil is doing, or even worse. People say, oh, but even people who used to hate the devil, they'll say, but I think the devil was better than the man who say you're a good man. Oh. So you see, sometimes we talk, people want to make us to make we have to look like injured. Well, why would they
Linford,
continue?
Linford, me give you a story here.
Mm.
You see, when you come into serve, the word serve, that one thing is missing in Liberia. You serving the people. That's why you learn that I want to change this country. I'm going to serve the people to change the country because we cannot be going like this. It's too long that our people are suffering are coming into serve. That's why they use that word serve. Now, the old man said he was coming in to serve because he had over 50 years experience and under no condition that under his stewardship that you find little kids studying cold water between cars or grumpy between cars. That means he's coming to serve and make things right. I hope you get what I'm driving at. So before I do anything, there will be no child on the street selling cold water. It means he came to clean out that he came to rescue that. But the very first day, the old man who came to serve, he found himself around $1.1 million bulletproof car. That alone tells you that the old man had no clue of what he was going to do. The second thing here is when you are a manager for any business, you have what are that weekly, monthly meeting to make sure that things in place. But the old man who came to serve, they only have one meeting in a year. They call once a year. He call cabinet meeting. How if that don't sink in you that somebody who came to serve for the people, his own people, that his supervisor, they report to him once a year. Do you know once a year what they have done? Every day they're supposed to report to you of what they're doing, but you wait for one whole year before they come to meeting. What kind of leader is that? So things just going bad. So could you imagine somebody who served 50 years is now taking cue from George Weah, who was just a footballer, who didn't have office, he was just running behind ball, that the old man is now taking cue from? What does that tell you? This is the problem that we face. So all the time the old man had that he was director, he was minister, he was doing absolutely nothing. It's just proving to us that the 12 years he spent as vice president, he didn't learn from Eddie because Eddie was having a cabinet meeting every week. But the old man, a cabinet meeting once a year. What does that tell you about him? So we're going nowhere. And that's why when Alexander Cummings said nothing changed, they got so angry, they started cursing him. The Ministry of Course, Information Ministry, because it's the truth that nothing have changed. So you remove Weah and you came to do absolutely nothing. You repeated exactly what Weah did. You learn from Weah instead of learning from Ellie or learning from the trouble or learning from the door or the tournament that you serve. What does that tell you about the old man?
Padre,
You go nowhere.
you
Yeah.
you have been close to power for some time, meaning that you work in government. Me, I have no experience working in government, so I don't know. But like we were talking about, leaders. Now, do not get me wrong. We are not saying that leaders cannot celebrate the occasion, the New Year or the Christmas in their own way. No, uh, that's not what we're saying. But then they find with the people. If you are the father of the house, your children there beat they can, they get close to where they get food to eat. Then you leave your house, you go to another person's house, you start dancing, you drunk, you dancing, you wearing new clothes, you
Yeah.
celebrating. It the optics is bad. People will look and say, but what they may a children are suffering. Yeah, children are standing, looking, gazing in the sky, but yeah, they're having party. So
Lin-
you've been around for a while. Is this how our past leaders have been doing before?
Yeah.
Or we have
No, you see what happened in for that's why I always say that these days the circumstances is too much in the government. It started since Samuel Kanyado time.
The what?
Samuel Kanyado.
No, he said something too much in the government. I didn't get after.
Government, to be government.
Oh, single fence. Okay.
Yeah, government is too much. Usually in the government. Since Samuel Kanyado time, it been existing. You see, that's the problem we have. Because they didn't give the position to people based on merit. They gave to they gave people the position based on who know you, who can worship the leader, who can go and praise watch the leader, taking the leader as one demigod who have all power. They make the leaders then so more powerful that whatever they say is true. Sometimes the leader is no different from you and I. We are human beings. That's the reason why the leader of very good government have a advisor. Those advisors, not everything the president will know. Those advisors will be there in the strategic advisory board area to advise the president about the good governance system. But when the president himself like for people to praise them, these are the things. The two presidents right now after the post-war, Brown Lincoln, they have been somebody who love for people to praise them. This young man that left because Joe Weah, if you don't praise Joe Weah classify you as the enemy straight away. And he can even cut a spear from you. Joe Weah. That's the kind of person he is. Anybody does not say what he loves to hear, you are the enemy. The same thing the old man. That's one keeping our control like this. What in the hell? I saw the speaker of the house. The speaker of the house we have right now, he got all level of dirty characters. Information coming from all angles to show that what he been behaving. Charity begin at home. This is a man from the youth time up to now. He has been very much dirty in terms of character. So these are the people that speak up. He believe in worship. You could see the way he dancing in foyer. While Omen Baka is sitting down watching them. That's the kind of thing Omen Baka like. People mukan and praising and worshiping. So I'm not surprised. I mean, be very frank. They are praising God people. So
Okay.
it's a lot of secret event. What do you expect all of them?
At least you serve in government, you see the difference between now and the past. Or even though we don't expect things to be monolithic. Like things should just be the same all the time. Things can change, but everybody hopes for the better. So we are hoping that things will change, but for the better for all Liberians. But guys, yesterday was Christmas, and Christmas, like Paul said earlier on, is commercially draining. That is why in most countries, if you go to some countries, like in the Oriental, like most part of Asia, they got different religions, but they celebrate Christmas. Most Asian countries celebrate Christmas more than even they relate more than do it in Jerusalem, in the home of God. Okay, yeah, and I can give you one example. One country that I know that can celebrate Christmas for a very long time before the Christmas is even come is the Philippines. They start celebrating Christmas from September. All the months that end with BER. September, October, November, December. All the months that end with BER, they can start. So it's a long, 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 long celebration for them. And they love it. They're very happy, and they everywhere you go is program, different activities until the Christmas day itself. So my question to them, I was asking my wife, so when Christmas day comes, how do you really celebrate this? The Christmas you start celebrating from where September? She said, well, it's just the same. We celebrate, but at least everybody will get together, families will get together. So when this day is coming, at least people are working, people all over the world, especially those countries that celebrate Christmas primarily. When people start working for in January, they'll be saving small money just for this particular day. And some family, some family can even break all the wife can leave the husband with no money, with no Christmas money. Say, you can give me Christmas money, I'm leaving you. We have seen that in Liberia many times. And that in Liberia happens in most places in Africa. But this year, most of the people who follow Facebook will know that there was this news that came from a guy in Ghana who called himself a prophet. That he's a religious man, he's a prophet, and that God spoke to him. That the same way God spoke to Noah in the old days, that God was going to bring rain, flood to destroy the world because the world has become wicked. Even though God destroyed the world first with flood, but people did not hear. People are still committing sin. So God told this guy, reportedly told this guy, according to what he said in the prophecy, in the vision, that he will come and destroy the world again with flood. So, and when I first heard that news on the Facebook, when I read it, I was confused because the Christian people say when we see rainbow, it's a reminder that God will not destroy the world with flood, with water anymore. That's why the rainbow is a symbolic, symbol to tell us that God will not destroy the world with water, but rather fire. But then God said God was going to destroy the world again the second time. So maybe God reneged on his promise. I don't know. And people believe in him. People started following him. I think the guy built a song I saw. I'm not too sure of the number, but the guy built about 8 arcs. Huge stuff, big thing. He spent years building them. People helping him, donating money. Okay? But yesterday was Christmas Day. I don't know whether Christmas reached in Ghana yet, but yesterday was Christmas Day. And I've been checking all over the same internet, Facebook, and all social media to see whether there's heavy rain somewhere. No heavy rain so far that I know of. And no sign of the cloud even being dark, thunder rolling. And so what happened, guys? What happened?
But Limpo,
Yeah.
don't you know we African, we are very interesting kind of people. I don't know if our daughter remember that. I remember when I was probably 7-year-old or 7, 8, 9 years old, they had a belief that some Gina came to Liberia and every child had to wear key on their neck. Somebody came with that myth and we all wore keys on. So this is a situation where we Africans, we come up with some nonsense that people will follow and buy into. This is the African thing. So this particular guy sat down and said, you know what? The poor easy to fool. Let me come based on nonsense and they will follow me. And he have followers.
Yeah.
This is the African thing.
That's what we're telling. That's what we're telling Linfo. I say this guy was even arrested quite recently by the Ghanaian police and handcuffed him, taken him to the police station. I don't know what end of the case. I didn't hear the end of the case, but I could see it on social media that he had been arrested and he was in handcuffs and taken to the police station by misleading the public. And
I got I'm not cutting you off. I got a different view of that. I think the Ghanaian police were very unfair to the guy. This guy, he came with a prophecy. He did not force people. He didn't go direct.
Yeah, Padre, conclude on it.
Okay,
let me bring one story to you. There's a guy who was in this place there I think Kenya. He believed he had a church. He said that everybody should kill themselves, and at that crucial time, he said anybody that die, you're going straight to heaven. Many people kill themselves. You didn't see any news? We're in Kenya.
I also remember 1976. I think.
No, this year, this particular year in Kenya.
Yeah, but I also remember another story like that.
So what happened? What happened to the man? At last, government arrested the man for misleading the authorities and commit suicide. They locked him up for life. You know what happened? You know what happened, bro Linford? This is a situation. Some people don't think for themselves. Somebody got to think for them. So that's why I can bring in government. Government can step in to defend these people, the innocent people. You don't believe them because some people got low mentality. When somebody tell them, say, look, you see that wall over there, if you put your finger on that wall, you're going to penetrate it. But when you want to do it, put all your force on. God Almighty will allow you to penetrate it. And some people will do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you very much.
Linford, before you chime in, let me just throw something in there.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we Africans, we are easy to be fooled. In the Bible that the white people brought to us, that's something they said in our Bible. On the last day when Jesus was dying, it's written, now me or that black and white is in. Jesus got on his knee. He went up to the mountain to pray and said, Lord, why have you forsaken me? He was begging God.
Yeah, when you were on the cross already, you were dying at that time.
Yeah, you remember. So he was talking to his father. But then the same people came back and started telling us, it's the same man who was calling God and he said, God, why have you forsaken me for people to kill me? And the same God they tell us today, he's God. And we believe it. So if they Jack who decide to obey, why you think they will not believe him?
Okay, but let's go to Guyana. In Jamestown, 1978, there was this guy called Reverend Jim Jones. He prepared a school aid and put poison in it, and he told them, whole month he was preaching. He said, you will drink this thing and you will die. He didn't hide it from them. The authority was there. The government was hearing him preaching. He said, I'm not forcing you, but if you are a member of this church and you want to drink this thing, you can. It's the same like we go to church, they say you can't drink communion. They say that Jesus' blood, you can't eat the bread and flesh. And we believe in it, then we start eating it. You see, so there are people who are diehard believers. Like Pastor said, they don't think for themselves. The moment you tell them this, they'll believe it. So why would you want to arrest a man? The man that he forced people, he said,
that's why the government need to arrest a man.
No.
Government need to step in to protect somebody.
Okay, wait.
Somebody even left from Liberia and follow this man all the way there.
We'll be dragging it. We'll be dragging it
to
religious debate now. The question here is, how do we know the Bible? How do we know that anything the Bible taught that the pastor can be preaching that truth? Because nobody has seen God.
Linford, hold on. Before you conclude on this, do you remember it was a scene, I think 70s, 80s, there was 80s, that a group came out in Liberia called You Shall Never Die.
Never die.
They never die people. What happened to the never die guy? This group were sleeping with other people with me. In the door government, one army guy, they slept with his wife. He got so angry and they took this guy to court. He was arrested. They never died. So people like that should be arrested because why they mislead people. This is what Pastor is saying.
Yeah, but
I think the guy named Peter Oluwade. Was it Peter Oluwade? Or
you know how the church got destroyed? After they never died, church pastor died. When he died, the people say, the man who said no one can die, he was a preacher for the thing, he was a pastor, and he died. So he was a criminal. He was a liar.
This is
how come the church, disintegrated?
This is where I want to come in. This is where I want to come in with a question here. So how do we even believe in the Bible or the Quran? Because nobody has seen God. Then some people come to say God say that God told to read this thing. So at the end of the day, they might end up closing down all churches or mosques and everything, all other religions.
Okay, quite recently, for your information, and for quite recently, in Rwanda, the government has closed down all the churches and the mosques, and we left you and put a strict jacket on them. If you want to open your church or mosque, you got to register with government and pay tax, full tax to government.
Okay, guess what? You know what Christians will say? They will go in the power. They will go to Revelation. They say all these things were predicted. that at the end of the day, they will be clamping down on churches and on mosques and whatever, all God war. Forgetting to know, or like a Christian will kind of stand in front of me and say, oh, you know, in the end time, there will be war, there will be news of war, earthquake, this and that. You think the people who ruled the power during that time, there was no earthquake? They knew. And in order for them to make you a friend, because they know the future generation will not born that time. So they got to read it in the Bible and say, at the end of the war, when God ready to come, when the rapture is coming, there will be war, there will be news of war, there will be terrorism, and all these things will happen in the past. They saw it. But they got to put it there to make you a friend. And the Bible is just a book of morality. Group of people want to promote that morality, but in order for people to obey it, you got to put do not. And psychologists have discovered that in the entire English language, in the entire dictionary, the most dangerous phrase is do not. That's the most dangerous phrase. You tell someone, okay, you say you can be scared, you can be afraid, but just say do not. If you can lie in your house, darling, the room, one room, or all the rooms that are open, that all the children can play in every day, just tell lock and put on, they say do not enter here. You when you get nothing there, just say do not. They say, everybody become curious.
Yeah. What inside that thing there? And
Yeah.
be curious.
So
what
you
inside
see,
they always say nobody else will enter there. Do not.
yeah. So you see, by the time they roll the power or the Quran or the Bogan or Buddhism or whatever, when they say do not do that, you'll go to hell. Hey, everybody's scared. You did small boy and now I'm going to stay in front of God. So we'll obey it. So at the end of the day, people will be. But let's see the interesting part of this story about the guy, right? The guy bought a new Mercedes Benz. This is a man who was supposed to be on a high order today. So I don't know whether you're carrying that Mercedes Benz. Man, wait, listen, let me find out.
I said they arrested the man. If you look at the history, if you look at the story, if you follow it right now, you will see.
One of your Liberian brothers have just gone to Ghana in preparation for this. So let's listen to this video.
From Liberia, because we believe the world will be ending on the 25th of December 2025, where great floods will be taking out everything. So arrested from your country because you believed in Ebonowa's story. Well, that's exactly what this man did. You see, this man traveled all the way from Liberia because he believed the world will be ending on the 25th of December 2025, where great floods will be taking out everything. So a resident in Elmina says they saw this man sitting down, lonely, somewhere in a corner, crying. They asked him, "Why are you crying? What are you doing over here?" He says, "I came here to see the ark. I came here to join the ark." But boy, my man did not know that Ebonowa was just creating content. Now he's left stranded. He doesn't know what to do. I'm sure my man sold all his properties in Liberia before coming to Ghana. But Ebonowa also gave an update. It seems my man did not hear. Let's listen to what Ebonowa said.
I got another vision. And in the vision, when you look at the number of people coming all over the country, all over the world into the ark, the expansion of the ark couldn't contain them.
Hey, broski, let's be honest. Ebonowa was the talk of the town. No, let me say, talk of the world this past month. But my man took it a little bit too serious. So now what do we learn from all this? Social media is powerful. Your videos can go far and wide. So be mindful of what you put out there. Because that one video might convince someone to do something crazy. Leave me your thoughts down in the comment section. Imagine traveling all the way from your country because you believed in Ebonowa's story.
So, therefore, you see why the police arrested the guy?
Yeah. But you see, the thing is, you know, there's a reason why I'm playing all these things there. Because people are very fast to believe. And no matter why you try to educate people, they will not understand. This is a man who was building the ark according to him. And when the first Noah built the ark, he said God told him to take 2 of every living thing, right? But this man said, I was open to everybody. And then he also said that when you look at the number of people coming, flooding all over the place, I will not be able to continue there. So can this thing tell you something? And then if you are told this Liberian guy that this man is lying, do not go there. You say, oh no, you pagan, you believe in God. I go in. You see it? So it's a same story. with this whole religious thing here. No, certain group of people, they come and they say they're out there to you, and you buy it, you abandon your own way of life, you buy it, you are the one believing them. Let me tell you, a white man or the people who brought it out there with the power, if they knew that there was a golden street somewhere in heaven, there was a heaven where they can go, the first thing they will not can tell no blind man. All that family, they will go there first. Why they there? If anybody want to go there, you start buying visa to go there. Today, Elon Musk, he trying to take people to space, right? Now, when you think, why he not coming to Africa to take all the people say you can't go? Eh? But African people not thinking about that. They play when about thinking came from Europe here. How many people you go to churches say empty? They can be looking for foreigners to go there. Eh? But African people do nothing. You try to explain this thing to people. You got God. There is somebody that created. I know, and I believe in. I know that there is somebody that made me. The fact that they computer I'm talking on, the house are living in somebody's building and everything. So somebody might have been responsible, but that person cannot be a God sitting beyond one sky.
For me, I don't let to discredit the religion people, but what I do believe that as a human being, if you do good, you will get good pay. If you do bad, you will get a bad pay. That's the only thing I believe in. Whether you
Simple.
Muslim, Christian, that's your business. But do the right thing, do good thing. When you do good thing for God in heaven says, you will get good result. Bad always pay bad, good always pay good. You see, there's a guy who was in South Africa. He has so many followers. That is he was they used to call him the prophet from Malawi. Now knowing he was doing all kinds of dubious act, money laundry, this all kinds of criminal activity. When he was discovered to persecute him, but being that he has a lot of followers from different security sector and things there, when people were preparing the indictment to have him arrested, some of the security briefings say, well, men of God, you have to find your level, otherwise government going to catch you and disgrace you. And when people realize that, they will disintegrate from your chest. He ran away. He went to Malawi. The South African government wrote Malawi to accept that man back to South Africa for prosecution. The government, because the president, the citizen told the the Malawi government, if you send this man to South Africa to be prosecuted, we will vote you out. The government refused to do it. He's there right now. But he was lying. He's a criminal. Complete one. So these are
Well, this is the same way. This is the same way. One day, at the end of the day, people say, "Oh, but I'll believe in it here too much." None of that lie. We can see it now, but people will not listen. When you tell them, they say, "Oh, you the bad man, you the bad man." But what about? I think this is how we let to draw the curtain on this edition of the program.
Let me close on this,
Yeah.
Let me close on this. You see, we African, we really don't let us think critically regarding the book that the white people gave us. And the fewer people that have been thinking critically, they don't follow that book. And that journalist, the last video he played, the guy said something about the act. He said it's a content creation this guy did to have followers. And people create content all kind of ways to get more followers. And that's what this guy did. You can come up with something today. You can be very critical of the book that was presented to you. Why is it young people in the West are very critical of the book that they don't go to church? But when it comes to Africa and South America, we do not actually analyze and think carefully. Why is it that the people that brought the book not doing what they told us to do? The slave master would tell the slave, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But the same slave master, if you misbehave, he will beat you, he will kill you. But he's telling you, the slave, that you shouldn't do that because it's bad. And up to today's day, our people have not really understood that how come the slave master that has served He was more wicked, but he'll tell me, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But he still killed. But he went to heaven. The same people, the same rhetoric came by and told us. Solomon, King David, they were all bad guys. But when they died, the same rhetoric, they sat on the right-hand side of God. So who on earth have seen God to come by that these people sat on the right-hand side of God? So until we start thinking critically, then we'll get an answer. You see, it's just the stupidity of we Africans. That's why today you get all the prophets in the world come from Nigeria. And people have not realized that how come prophets 2,000, 3,000 years ago were in the Middle East, but all of them now is in Nigeria.
The prophet.
And Nigeria pastor them the right hand. Yes. So until we come to that sense,
the prophet,
we're going nowhere with the religion.
The PBs, they
get private jet
card, taking money, get the money to go, get the money to go.
The Jesus Christ, what they preaching about, Jesus never even rode a donkey. The guy walked.
Exactly.
But yeah, the prophet then riding helicopter and jet.
Yeah, private jet.
You know, let me tell you, until people begin to think, and look, I pray God. I pray, let's say God, I pray that there is a real God where there will be judgment day. Let somebody people who not thinking, let them go stand in front of God and say, because somebody told me, say, God will say, I'm going to bring in your head. That the people will be going to hell instead. Because God will tell you, I gave you everything, I equipped you. You back out, the car, get all the engine correct, get inside the tire on it, but they car waiting for another car to start before you can move. How possible? When you saw this starting and moving, then you say another car can start you everything on you functioning. Well, but at the end of the day, we'll see. And the good thing is that nobody has come by and say, I just came from God or I just came from hell. So
I wonder, God and myself will let you. I just come by to tell you.
I just came by to tell you, say, this is how it is. Well, guys, I think it was a great time. We are approaching the end of the year. We got one more edition of the program, which will be next Tuesday. And we hope that you can join us that time. And let's close the year together. It's been a wonderful year. It's not been easy. But you hung in there with us, and we were here also. And we want to say thank you for all of that. And like Paul said earlier on from the start of the show, that these Bottomline Liberia discussions will make some improvement, probably in our presentation style or in some other features. So we hope that you can hang with us for the coming year. The first edition of the program will be next Friday. And so we hope that you can be a part of that. Guys, I think this is how we're going to draw the curtain on it. With no other thing to say, let's go. Let me play my favorite music because all the action for now is taking place in Foya. So we hear from Toma Baby to take us to Foya because she say anything that open flag and die inside. If you think you're grown up, man, that in Foya.
Happy ENT, baby. Give me that, Toma baby. Boy, give me that. We get soccer, we get dresser, we get Scooby-Doo. We get Casabonne like Jackie Foam. We get Palopo, we get Slickman, we get BBQ. If you say you grown up, I say I grown up too. Boy, anything like open while I flag and die inside. So Jebby there, you Jebby talking plenty. If you feel you're not enough, then you want photocopy. Boy, you and your grown up man, it can make me scary. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya. If you feel you more than me, then lying for ya. Lying for ya, boy, lying for ya.